Hello, and welcome to HIMAX Simulator Walkthrough Training Module 07. In today's module we will cover the German 2nd generation AUGs. While Japan and America slowly worked on the AUG's progression, building the necessary technologies, the Type 12 repeating cannon, the compact turbine setup, the boost function, and so on, the elements that would one day lead to the VW-1 and Type 12, something else was happening. In Europe, one of the three main hubs of AUG's development, and specifically in Germany, a country renowned for its military vehicle developments, its armored vehicles, its panzers. In its AUG's development program was closing the gap. 3D movement, dynamic weapons, deadly sensors. Virtually all the same features that had the best Japanese and American engineers working out for the Gungriffon were being independently worked out for their own 2nd generation AUG's project. The Hunter of Armor, the third Leaping Panther, the only other 2nd generation AUGs to meet the same criteria for the 2nd generation units as the Gungriffons, the Jag Panther. What you will experience in the simulator is the culmination of what information and reports on this machine we have managed to gather, as well as what reports and performance has made freely available. If the Apache was our testbed baseline, the Type 12 is our hit-and-run, endurance-focused, and adaptability-focused unit, and the VW-1 is a machine spec'd for performance over endurance and blitz attacks, then the Jag Panther is something deceptively similar, but still extremely exceptional to both. The finest German engineering has managed to somehow combine some of the best aspects of both the approaches of the Type 12 and VW-1. Everything about this machine is optimized and pragmatic. The Gungriffons have hands to help reload ammunition, handle supplies, and potentially equip alternate weapons that may be one day developed quickly. The Jag here instead focuses the vehicle around its primary weapon and does not have manipulators. It mounts a vicious pair of twin 30mm Gatling guns with loads and loads of ammunition. Instead of the knockout power of the Type 12 cannon, the Jag has in essence the highest damage and highest rate of fire weapon in the simulation. It's further backed up and supported by tried and tested rockets and missiles. These main guns enable lethal strafing runs against enemy armor formation, with 6 barrels apiece. This is twice the firepower of the famous A-10 and its Gau-8s. And of course, much like the well-tested Flakpanzer Gepard, they actively shred any aircraft foolish enough to linger near the Jag. The Germans did not agree with some of the precision top-down attack, high-caliber orientations that were opted for with the Gungriffon program. Instead, they focused on an easier-to-hit, rapid-fire solution, the same that aircraft also use, to maximize their damage and not gamble on the pinpoint accuracy of the Type 12. Even if the Gatlings have an inferior time to kill, this is a very seductive option. Another thing that might seem initially odd. Notice how the normal frontal radar for the Jag Panther is more narrow and shorter than the Type 12. However, its general proximity radar is much wider. This might seem a bit strange, but with the machine's abilities to quickly double back and circle on its targets, this awareness makes the Jag Panther able to whip around, retarget, and punish groups of enemies in a flash. And now for the real pivotal central aspect that makes it all possible, the advanced engines. This high-output, 6-nozzle setup has used the finest possible German engine technologies, almost organic advanced cooling exhaust overflow manifolds, and nozzle pivoting to produce something exceptional. First, its two main drawbacks. In comparison to any of the other 2nd generation units, the Jag Panther is slower on the ground and has a lower ground speed in general. Slower and slightly less reactive than the Type 12 or VW-1. Secondly, its other main drawback is that any vertical pop-up jump, straight up and straight down and not a strafe, has a much limited time when compared to the Type 12s. It's an area where the Jag Panther is inferior. But don't let this fool you. What the engineers have managed with the Jag Panther is nothing short of incredible. It's got the prolonged, sustained boost movement. It's 3 to 6 times the length of a Type 12's boost in terms of duration, but unlike the VW-1, no high output fuels were needed. No sensors had to be removed to make space. While the VW-1 has a single, longer continuous strafe, it finds itself in need of very desperate fuel supplies, meaning that outside of single decisive attacks, it cannot maintain the same level of pressure indefinitely. Here, the Jagdpanther has essentially combined the best parts of the Type 12's endurance and boost ability with the best parts of the VW-1's longer, more devastating strikes. And it should be mentioned, the Jagdpanther has a faster airspeed than any other second-generation AUGs. Faster even than the Apache in full tilt. The Germans have done nothing short of a miracle, using a form of supercharging turbines to wind up to boost launch speed before slowly winding down across the duration of the boost, without the strenuous high-wear fuels of the US VW-1. This, combined with the machine's dual Gatling guns, situational sensors, and overall speed, has potentially created what could be considered the single most powerful second-generation AUGs. However, all of its ability also comes at the penalty of durability. It is proportionally less armored than the Type 12 or VW-1. Thus, the Jagdpanther truthfully relies on well-trained pilots, those individuals able to use skill to bring out the full potential of the machine. Riding this Panther is not for the faint of heart. Here's the unit comparison. Sensors, air and ground speed, and weapons ammo. Now to proceed to the main part, the missions. There is, without exception, no operation made harder by the Jagdpanther. In the seasoned pilot's hands, every single mission of the simulator is made noticeably easier by its overwhelming power. For those who know how long it takes to make some of these missions work, the Jagdpanther will easily cut down on it. It will raise your score and letter grade an entire rank almost by default. Once more, perhaps in the most egregious manner, Mission 1 and 2 are outright massacres. Not even the claustrophobic tight streets of Mission 3, the same streets that gave the VW-1 and Apache trouble, are an issue for the Jagdpanther. Mission 4, the forest filled with armor, is practically the home of the Jag. Its situational radar and number of enemies basically are a perfect combination, and its high volume of ammo and strafing ability makes short work of these groups. Mission 5, an already favorite mission among this program's more experienced pilots, is here the perfect example. Some pilots have described this as being the single most enjoyable match of a second-generation AUGs to mission type out there. Everything about the Jag is so perfectly suited to this mission, it's hard not to notice. Not even the snowy winds of Mission 6 can faze the Jagdpanther, and Mission 7 shows how its prolonged jump essentially enables it to do one of the most important things in armored warfare: call the shots on where and when combat happens. This alone means it can always engage in advantageous situations, and is never pressed to work in disadvantageous spots. Mission 8 shows once more there is no real issue for the Jag in any climate. Its long-range boost lets it leap out from the raised hill, hit the targets of the weapons patrols, then return with little worry. Elephants die to its rockets, Tunguskas die to its ATM, and everything else is finished off with the veracity of the Gatling gun fire. Even in Mission 9, even amongst an entire squad of Jagdpanther, the capabilities of this machine are simply that good. Its own model can't stand up to it. Mission 10, one of the most brutal, in every way, is capably dealt with by this. There is no need for constant resupply. Let's watch here how the Jagdpanther so ably cleans out the far end of the runway, going on the attack and picking off the enemy ostrich, elephant, Tunguska, and Jag units with such exceptional skill. Mission 11 here as well, once more, the Jagdpanther is a worthy competitor to the Type 12. Just as with the Leopard 1 and Leopard 2, Germany has once again written a powerful chapter in the continuing evolutionary arms race of the adapting armored vehicles. This concludes HIMAX Simulator, Walkthrough Training Module 07. Next time in Module 08, we will zoom out and shift to a larger view, the strategic one. That of perhaps the least impressive on the surface, but most important in command vehicle. The command and control vehicle, in fact, the Type 82 CCV.